Us here on Facebook. We are on the scene of a reported shooting that happened out here at the R.B. Taylor community here. Chief Lawrence Battiste is joining me now. Are you able to tell us anything about what happened? An MPD officer opened fire and was shot at one point, correct?
So today at about 5:40 p.m., our officers were conducting operations over here in the R.B. Taylor Plaza. As they were going through the area, they came in contact with a known suspect, Johnny Bell, and another suspect. As they approached, the officers made eye contact and approached Johnny Bell and the other suspect. They opened fire on the officers. The officers returned fire. We know that one of the suspects was shot. He has been transported to University Hospital. My last report was that he was conscious and alert. I don't have his name at this time, so I can't tell you the name. His mother and father and brother were on the scene, so they also went to University Hospital to check on him. The other suspect, Johnny Bell, he is barricaded in one of the apartments here. We're actually doing some active apartment searches to try to take him into custody. And at this time, that's all I can tell you. Just that our officers are fine. We don't know if Johnny Bell has been injured as a result of our officers returning fire. The one suspect that was injured as a result of our officers returning fire has been transported to University Hospital. And as soon as we are able to safely secure Johnny Bell, we'll get him, if he's injured, get him to the hospital for treatment, and we'll be able to brief you a little bit more on the details.
Do you think could there be hostages or anything?
There's nothing to indicate that he has any hostages at this time. Nobody is screaming out of a particular unit saying that they're being held, he won't let me out. We just think that he's inside a unit, and many of these units are vacant, and so because they're vacant, we have to carefully and methodically clear each unit that would place us in harm's way as we try to make our approach to the particular unit that we think he may be in.
So how many police, is it detectives or officers out here?
We've deployed our SWAT team because he's barricaded inside the residence. Our patrol units that initially got the call of shots fired, not knowing what the circumstances were, are on the scene here. We have some traffic units here, so we have a good contingent of officers in the area, simply because there are a lot of people concerned about what's going on and want to crowd the scene, and we need to keep them back out of harm's way as well until we're able to safely take Johnny Bell into custody.
How many officers opened fire? Do you know that at this point?
Right now we only have one of our officers. My initial assessment is that only one officer returned fire, so at this time. And so again, we're early in the investigation. As we continue to move forward, I may find out some other details, but at this time I've only been apprised that we had one officer return fire.
So there was someone else with that officer when he was here, or was he the only officer on scene at that
No,
point?
there were a unit working a detail in this area, so it wasn't a single officer in the area at the time, no.
And so do you know what Johnny Bale was wanted for? Or you said he was known to you guys. Was
He's
he wanted
known
for
to us. Right now, there's no active warrants to my knowledge. We're checking to make sure that they're not, and so it boggles the mind why would he fire at the officers if there were no active warrants at this time. And so, but again, as I said, he's known to us. If you remember the name, he was the guy back in 2016 that was one of the individuals that fired shots during the movie theater incident. And so he's been known to us for a number of years. We've dealt with him on a number of occasions. And again, our sole purpose right now is to try to take him into custody safely without him being injured and without anybody else being injured.
If he's watching on Facebook Live right now, what are you asking him to do?
If he's watching on Facebook Live right now, I'd ask him to yell out and let the officers know that he understands their commands and that he follows the commands that they give him and give himself up so that we can safely take him into custody.
So just to recap it, this happened just before, or just around 5:30 or
about 5:30. I got my email shows at about 5:40, so it probably happened a little bit before that because there was a delay in the email coming through. But we've been on the scene here since about 5:40.
Officers were responding to a shots fired call before that, or they were just in the area?
Just in the area. They not a shots fired call before that. They were doing some other stuff to check on some things over in this area.
And then the two suspects, or one of them, saw the officer and opened fire. The officer returned fire, or the officer returned fire. Do you know how many shots he fired?
No, like I said early on. Like I said, we'll get to that part now. Right now, just trying to keep the residents quiet and calm, keep them safe out of harm's way, and to take him into custody. And as soon as we can get those things taken care of, we can give probably update a little bit more.
One person hit at University Hospital in stable condition. The other one, Johnny Vale, barricaded, you guys believe, inside.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
I do appreciate it, Chief.
Yes, no problem. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right.